Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Olive, Customer Services Manager here at OpenAthens, and I'm primarily responsible for our service desk and onboarding teams. Today, I'll be speaking about the OpenAthens customer experience from a customer support perspective. And I'm going to kick my session off today by sharing an update on how things have been going for our OpenAthens customer support colleagues in Singapore. So starting with Singapore in a few numbers, satisfaction for our Singapore colleagues is above the team average at 95%. The average CSAT score for the whole of the customer support team currently runs at around 93%. So that's very, very positive indeed. The 750 support tickets I cite here, I think that figure's probably actually closer to 800 now. They represent something in the region of 12 to 15% of the total tickets that come through the OpenAthens service desk in a typical year. PJ, who is our senior technical specialist and manages the team in Singapore, has personally undertaken over 15 customer meetings, with 2/3 of those being face-to-face in person. And PJ has also been providing crucial in-territory pre-sales support for Christos, our senior business development manager for APAC, and is also supporting reseller sales and implementation efforts in that region. Love or hate word clouds, I don't know which side you fall on, but I thought this was a nice visual representation of the feedback we've received from customers and resellers. Words like experienced, knowledge, specialist, all reaffirm the value that our Singapore colleagues are adding for OpenAthens customers every single day. Obviously, support and implementation being the key activities undertaken by the team. And we are very much one team. It's been really important for us that our colleagues in Singapore are an intrinsic part of the wider OpenAthens customer support team, and we're in constant communication through our respective working days. I'd just like to share the main themes that have come through via that feedback from customers and resellers. So customer experience, yeah, of course, like everyone else, our aspiration is to provide the very best customer experience wherever, but crucially whenever our customers are in the world. So we found that the customer experience can suffer when it's not native to a particular part of the world. Knowledge of local culture, local markets within the sector are invaluable. As far as connected is concerned, having support colleagues geographically close to our Asia Pacific customers helps us to foster and nurture strong relationships. It really has made a difference for us to have technical colleagues able to meet with customers and resellers in person. And there's exponential value in having in-territory expertise to support customers and local resellers teams with implementations and working with publishers, that implementation and vendor support that we can offer in that region. And as far as language support's concerned, this obviously becomes really important when we're working closely with a non-English publisher on a complex issue, and of course providing support for new or existing non-English language customers as well. As far as escalations and outages are concerned, well, yeah, clearly having an in-territory presence has instilled further confidence in our service. Being able to address issues in real time has been a game changer for customers in the Asia Pacific region, rather than them having to wait for our UK colleagues to come online. And just rounding off this slide, that the specialized knowledge, the specialized expertise, if you like, that's required to support our products tailored to Asia Pacific customers. And I just want to bring some of that feedback to life with just a few quotes. So yeah, it reassured the customer to know that we could call upon somebody at OpenAthens to escalate a major incident. Previously difficult to escalate issues to get a resolution without asking the customer to work outside of their office hours. And the biggest benefit, as I'd already mentioned, is reducing the time frame required to obtain a response and to be able to communicate with OpenAthens support in real time. I'm going to move us on, and I just want to spend the second half of my session today talking about the OpenAthens service desk and customer satisfaction. And I just want to add a caveat to this slide by saying that help desk is a perfectly acceptable term for support teams around the world. many of them highly skilled, making a real difference to their customers. So I'm in no way wanting to demean the term help desk, but instead I'm looking to draw a distinction between a typical basic help desk function and what I see as some of the key differences for the OpenAthens service desk and why it's so highly valued by our customers. So customer centric, obviously we aspire to have a support service that's designed around the customer and not solely around a set of IT processes or even the product. Delivering a service or experience, so we place far more value in customers getting a great experience than just simply resolving their ticket. As far as consultative is concerned, we place value in every single support ticket, but it's the longer term relationships that we're building with our customers that truly help us to understand their requirements and their challenges. As far as enablement's concerned, we don't just want to resolve issues for customers, but we want our customers to get the very most out of our products, and we help them to do that every day. Our customer support team haven't been given scripts or flowcharts or cheat sheets. Just looking at advanced product knowledge here and proficiency, I mean, they've worked with our products for years, and in that time, they've built a high level of proficiency, skills, and knowledge that we can then pass on to our customers. As far as being integrated and embedded, we don't view our customer support team as an afterthought or some kind of bolt-on to what we're trying to deliver for customers. There's a strategic element to it, and they're a key part of our mission, our goals, our values. So supporting our strategy, and they're intrinsically involved with things like product shaping and working with our software development teams. So we strive to provide customers with a great experience whenever and wherever possible. I've not yet come across the term experience desk, but that's what we're aspiring to be. We want to be doing more than just resolving your query. Here's our SLA performance over the last 2.5 years. I mean, prior to August 2020, it feels like a strange date just to pluck out the air. Our SLA targets were lower than these, and so the team undertook an exercise to review them, come up with something better for our customers, and as a result, we increased these by anything up to 50% in some cases from where they were before. You'll see that we have targets for incidents and targets for service requests based on how many working days it's taken us to resolve these, and not including the time that tickets are waiting for a customer response. And here's our average customer satisfaction scores over the same period. As I've already mentioned, we're currently running at an average of 4.65 out of 5, or 93%. Customers have the opportunity to leave a satisfaction score following every single closed ticket with the OpenAthens service desk, but more importantly, a comment to go with it. The comments are by far and away the most useful thing for us as a team, so that we know when we've done well or if we need to improve. You'd be surprised at how few comments we get with 1, 2, and 3-star satisfaction scores, which makes it difficult to know why that score might have been given. The great thing about this feedback mechanism is that we can associate it with your ticket, and I can follow up with you directly if necessary. Now, those of you who attended Access Lab last year will have heard me talking about the watermelon effect. If you missed it, scan the QR code to take a look. The watermelon effect is when all of your SLAs and KPIs are showing green, but the customer is still unhappy about something. It might be that we didn't update them often enough, or we didn't treat them in a polite and courteous manner. So we've been experimenting with some experience metrics, but we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's still a place for traditional metrics and KPIs. They complement each other nicely, but we want to make them even better. So what kinds of scores are we seeing from our extended experience questions or our experience indicators? Well, our experience indicators are scored from 1 to 5, much like our CSAT, with 5 being the highest. I've converted these to percentages. So things like, how easy was it to contact our support team? Was your query acknowledged promptly? Did we communicate with you in a clear and friendly manner? And was our support team member knowledgeable about OpenAthens? So we're seeing some really good feedback, some really good scores coming through for these. Were you happy with how often you were kept up to date? And how would you rate your experience overall? So the overall score largely mirrors where our CSAT is at the moment, to be fair, and certainly challenging when we're at our busiest, but I think we can improve on how often we're keeping customers up to date as well. So that's something that we're looking at currently. If you've had a recent interaction with the OpenAthens service desk and you have a minute to share with us how you found your experience, then we'd love to hear from you. Just scan the QR code or look for the link in your ticket resolution email. At present, all of your feedback through this mechanism is anonymous, and regretfully, we're not able to link it back to your ticket. We are working on improving this. So if you have any feedback which is actionable, then please feel free to reach out to me directly. Please also let me know, you can email me if you would find it useful for us to share any of the metrics that you've seen today on our website, something else that we're currently considering. Thank you for listening to my session today. I think we're going to take a look at some of the questions that may have come in now, and I will do my best to answer them. And if you just bear with me a second, I just need to see if I can try and locate those questions. It doesn't appear that we've got anything in the Q&A at the moment, so that may well be the end of this session. Okay, well, thank you for listening to my session today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.